Welcome to the weekend edition of the King Mo Show. Last September-ish, I went down the Bourbon Trail, kind of just all around Kentucky, and just randomly hit a bunch of places. And if you've not heard of the Bourbon Trail, it's all the bourbon distilleries that you can visit down in Kentucky. I say all of them, but they're not all part of the Bourbon Trail. Like Buffalo Trace, they used to be part of it. Now they're not. Not sure why, but they have a field guide, and it's just like chock full of all the places that you can go. So I was just trying to cram pack as much as I can into this little trip. So Buffalo Trace, I went to there. I marked a bunch of pages so I can see this. Let's see, Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Four Roses, and if you notice on here, they'll talk about the distillery. Like this one's Woodford Reserve, and you could get stamped. If you get them all stamped, you get something. Which, when I first did it, there was like maybe 8 to 10 distilleries involved, and it was pretty easy. And I got a T-shirt. I should have been wearing that shirt for this episode, but now there's so many, I don't know what you get, but I feel like you should get something like amazing for it. A new car. Preservation Distillery, pretty sure I did an episode on that one. Castle and Key. Barrel House Distilling. Let's see. And then there's more distilleries popping up all the time. So one of them I went to was Glens Creek, and I'm not sure where I was, but I was going to Glens Creek, and I'm following my GPS, and it's taking me through these backcountry roads, which isn't unusual when you think about Kentucky. There's all kinds of backcountry roads everywhere, and I was just trying to figure out, hey, what's like a path where I could get here to here to here, close places, so I can swoop in and hit a bunch in a small thing. It ended up being the scariest drive in my life because the road got smaller and smaller, and I saw some kind of warning sign, but I really didn't, I guess, catch it or follow it. But it narrowed down to a one-lane road. Only it wasn't a one-way road. It was just a one-lane road down a steep hill for, I think it was like 1.25 miles. And, you know, if you go to the side, it's not like there's trees there. It's like you go to the side, you're just, that's it. And they'll find you, I don't know, years later, they'll find, hey, there's a car here and a dead person. It was the scariest drive I have ever done. After I got down this hill, and like down towards the end of the hill and probably a little bit further down the road was what was it called? Glens Creek Distillery. I had to get out of the car, and I was just shaking. It took me a while to just settle down because I was so rattled by this whole experience. But I went to Glens Creek Distillery, and it is a small place. It's not one of those, it's not a Buffalo Trace, it's not a Woodford Reserve, where there's just massive signs everywhere and everybody knows about it. It's a little place. Its tasting room, probably smaller than my kitchen. The stuff they sell there, or the stuff they distill there, pretty much I think most of it you can only get there. And I tried, the people were really nice. I tried a bunch of different things, and I came across Cafe Ole, Kentucky Bourbon. This is bottle number 25, 102.6 proof, 51.3% alcohol by volume. So it was bottle 25 from barrel 23. It's all like single barrel stuff. It's all just very small. Now this was over a year ago that I bought this, and I honestly, I don't remember why I liked it so much. of all the different things that they make. They made another one that is, I want to say popular, but popular would not be the right word because you can't buy it everywhere. But OCD, that's what it's called. And a lot of the major people who do whiskey reviews will talk about it, and they say it's lovely. But Cafe Ole, whenever I saw the name of it, I just kind of thought of the old commercials with the little tins of instant coffee, Cafe Ole. All right, let's get this open and give it a little pour. Be like, oh, I'm going to swirl it like this because I'm less likely to spill it as opposed to going, ooh, look at that. I don't have the rhythm for that. It smells sweet, caramel, vanilla. Maybe some chocolate. Anyways, gonna give it a little bit of a sip. And that first sip, it just really burns. So I want to get that one out of the way and then have another sip to really enjoy it. After that first sip, you can really start to enjoy it. There's the Cafe Ole. It's going to have some of that coffee flavor to it. There's, I think, of like milk chocolate also with it. And I'm drinking this straight, no water or anything. Even though it's, what was I saying, 102 proof, it doesn't feel overly powerful. It's not like massively burning me. I've had alcohol that's been like 90 proof that I was like, ooh, and burning. It's very smooth, drinks less powerful. I can't remember what the right word for it is. So I also have a glass with a large cube, which a good friend gave me to make. My daughter gave me the glass. I don't know, somebody gave me the glass. And then another friend gave me something like cubes. So I'm gonna try it with ice. Just let it chill it a little bit. It's just really smooth. Creamy milk chocolate, coffee, some caramel flavors in there. If you're doing the bourbon trail, you're just heading down to Kentucky to check out different places, I highly recommend Glens Creek. It's close to Castle and Key, which is a much larger one. But this, gotta put the stopper in so I don't make a mess here. Cafe Ole, Glens Creek, it's really good. And unfortunately, I think you can only get it if you are there, but I recommend trying to go get it. Try some of those smaller distilleries, hit the big ones, but also visit the smaller ones. It's really interesting people that you meet there. I mean, it's their livelihood. You meet the person who's doing this distilling. It's like part of their family and everything. And don't know if you noticed, but this is the shirt I got for completing the Bourbon Trail in 2010. Back then, there were 6. Now there's a whole book of them. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. Cheers.